There are more drastic forms of protest, though, than marching and leaflets. In 1963, a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, as a protest against the Vietnam regime, went out into a public place, set himself alight and burnt to death. Did no good, because that's not a threat or a deterrent. If a little monk comes up to you and he goes, "You better stop all those things you're doing, otherwise I'm going to set myself alight." You're going to set yourself alight. Fill your boots, mate. And no one cared, and I bet you don't even know his name, do you? I do. I've looked it up. It's absolutely true. His name was Thick Quang Duck. Or Crispy Duck to his mates. I thought, oh. John Lennon, a less drastic form of protest against the Vietnam War, the famous sleep-in. He stayed in bed for a week with Yoko Ono, and that was it. And people were going, "Brilliant, genius, that's excellent." And, I bet that little monk was fucking gutted. Hold on, what? Burn yourself to death or shag Yoko? Oh, I love it when rock stars get involved. I absolutely love it. The political song. Ooh. Look out, mate, he's got a guitar. He's saying what he thinks in C. It's okay when it's people like, Bob Dylan, but I love it when pop stars have a go. Do you remember Culture Club's classic? They'd been singing Karma Chameleon for too long, and they came up with the war song. Ooh. And in that, they go, war is stupid, and people are stupid. How's that going to change your mind? I mean, if you're into war, you're loving war, you love it, it's your favourite thing. You go, I mean, you're in a plane, you're going to bomb the shit out of a country. Oh, I can't wait to get there, I love bombing people. Oh, nearly there, put the radio on. Oh, war is stupid, and people are stupid. We're going home. Boy George there, he piled on the pounds when he gave it the smack, didn't he? There's a fable there, kids. Every action has a consequence, so... Ooh. Billy Joel, after singing things like Uptown Girl, he then revealed his classic, his protest song against the world. We didn't start the fire. And in that song, it's basically a list, in chronological order, right, from 1949 to 1989, and he just mentions sort of 6 to 8 things each verse. I'll just read it. He goes, Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific Water, Witchell, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Studebaker, Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. That's not a song. That's a conversation with Rain Man. I think the first protest song that actually made a difference was Do They Know It's Christmas? And particularly poignant to us in Britain because we used to own and run Africa. And then at the end of the 50s, they wanted independence, and slowly we started giving it back to Africa. And by the end of the 60s, it was totally Africa-owned and Africa-ruled. Of course, in the 80s, we get a phone call. Thatcher answers, hello. Hello, it's Africa. What do you want? We're all starving and that. Oh, starving. Let me give you that phone. You should have thought of that before you wanted independence. Yeah, we didn't know there was going to be a drought. Drought? I'll give you a fucking drought. In the long hot summer of 1976, we had a hosepipe ban in Reading. Yes. In drought. My poor mum having to make loads of journeys with a bowl of water for the lawn. Under the cover of darkness. With her back. We've all got fucking problems, mate. Drought. There was a government advert at the time that said, save water, have a bath with a friend. which I did. I say a friend, he was more a friend of my granddad's. £10's a lot to a kid in Reading. We used to call him Grandad Charlie, actually. He wasn't our granddad. He was just an old bloke who used to live across the road from us and used to always come round to play with us whenever he saw our parents go out. But, what? Lovely old man. He used to play with us, he taught me to wrestle, and, what? Lovely old man, lovely old man. Oh, Grandad Charlie. And he used to do magic tricks. Oh, it was great. And he used to have a magic hat. And he used to sit down and put the magic hat on his lap. And he'd show us there was nothing in it. There was nothing in it. And he'd put the magic hat on his lap. And we couldn't tell our parents because it stopped the magic. I think that's how it works. And then we were only little, and we used to have to queue up with our eyes shut, and all take it in turns in feeding the little rabbit in that hat. Poor, whatever it got to me, it was scared stiff, poor little thing. It was no. And it was always in a bad way. It didn't have any ears or any fur. And, poor little thing. I made it sick once. It's not true. There is no Grandad Charlie. I wasn't abused. And if I was, I'd save it for my autobiography. That's the way to do it. So anyway, Thatcher on the phone to Africa goes, look, I can't come myself, but I'll send you lead singer of the Boomtown Rats. He's not doing anything. I went, all right, yeah, don't call again. See, the protest song about the greatest living African is Special AKA's Free Nelson Mandela. That's what they said. They said, Free Nelson Mandela. And it worked, because like that, 6 years later, he was out anyway, so... Incarcerated for a quarter of a century, Mandela. Released in 1990, so he's been out about 14 years now. And he hasn't reoffended, so I think he's going straight. Which shows you prison does work.